K-Nation. Sponsored by K-State Superstore and 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Tonight on K-Nation, every day is game day in the Big 12, but yesterday, the college game day was in Lawrence. Why the ESPN crew loves hosting its show right there in Allen Fieldhouse.
And Ernest Uday was a big part of why that show was there. I sat down with him after the game to talk about all things Jayhawks. Plus,
we are breaking down K-State sports by the play with play-by-play announcer Brian Smoller. He'll join us live in studio.
Welcome to K-Nation. I'm Lainey Gerber.
And I'm Glenn Kinley. We'll get to all that and much more. But first, we got the band back together, Lainey.
Finally.
It's been a little while.
I know.
Huh?
Glennifer and I are back in studio together. That's his favorite nickname.
Right.
I hope you guys are as excited as we are, but especially after those big wins yesterday.
Yeah. No better time for us to kind of get a little reunion back in studio and get here. But we got to do it with good vibes, and we got just that because it was two big wins.
Yeah, and speaking of reunions, some former Jayhawks made their way back to Allen Fieldhouse. We're going to let them set the scene for an always rambunctious Lawrence, Kansas.
You miss the environment. You miss like the energy. Every game matters so much. Me and Oach just talked about that. Just the way the fans are into it. The passion, the love that everybody shows you here is a little different than anywhere.
Well, what a way to start the show. A couple national champions who are now tearing up in the NBA. Ochine's with the Utah Jazz. Christian Brown with the Denver Nuggets. KU didn't need the Old Stars for a victory yesterday, but they maybe could have used them in that first half. Baylor really played just about perfect basketball in that first 20 minutes. They couldn't miss. 3 Bears combined for 42 points, and Baylor shot 64% from 3 in that first half. Second half, a different story, and that's good news. The Jayhawks outscored Baylor, who is a top 10 team. They outscored them by 29 in the final 20 minutes, 55-26. Offense and defense. Cooking DeJuan Harris Jr. goes off for 14 points in that second half, plus 9 assists, 21 points for Jalen Wilson. He didn't even need a three-pointer to get that 21.
Yeah. And
after Kansas gave that 3-game scare a couple weeks ago, this Jayhawk team now looking unstoppable. So, Coach Self, what was the difference between the first and second half yesterday?
Energy. Yeah, we were turned up. The thing about it is in this building, our fans are great. Great. I mean, they played a huge role in us winning today. But you got to actually do something to get the fans to have something to be excited about. You get people excited by playing with unbelievable energy and playing the right way and unselfish. And today, when we got punched in the mouth, we didn't fight back. I didn't think the first half. But second half, yeah, we delivered most of the blows second half.
That's 4 straight wins and 6 of the last 7 since that 3-game losing skid. Don't look now, but the Jayhawks are tied with Texas at the top of the Big 12 standings. Jayhawks have a huge test tomorrow night at number 22 TCU.
Heating up just the right time. We're going to get you the line for that game. You might be surprised. Well, let's talk Kansas State. They've been kind of struggling lately, coming into yesterday's matchup with Iowa State off back-to-back losses at Texas Tech and Oklahoma, and Saturday seemed like a must-win. The Cats game went a lot like the Jayhawks. Iowa State goes on a run at the end of the first half, and the Cyclones take an 8-point lead into the break. Second half, all K-State, 14-3 run out of locker room. They take the lead, then they hit some big-time threes. It's close the whole way. In fact, the Cyclones would stay in it all the way down the stretch until the final minute of the game. After the game, of course, we talked with Coach Tang, and he's echoing a lot of what Bill Self had to say, actually. The difference in yesterday's game was energy, and they, of course, appreciate how the fans responded with more energy.
Sometimes you have fickle fans, and they just show up when you're winning. But, man, our students, I asked them to show up, and they showed up, and I couldn't be more proud of them. And the energy that they gave us today propelled us to the win, right? And because Iowa State did an incredible job. I don't think either one of us made shots tonight, but our defense was there, even when we was missing shots on both sides. And just another huge Big 12 game, and this was a huge win for us as a team.
Then, of course, Coach Tang runs into the crowd, break through everyone, join the Wabash. There are 4 games to go in conference play with 6 different teams, all within a couple of games of each other, and all are ranked in the top 25. It's madness, and it's not even March yet. Cats have another huge game on Tuesday. Coach Tang will host his bestie, Scott Drew, and his former team, Baylor, for the first time. K-State beat Baylor at Baylor earlier this season, as you probably remember.
Yeah.
So Tuesday should be a fun one.
Coach, we got to run a little slower next time. I had a hard time keeping up. We went to the handshake line. He just took off. off. So
he is an A1 athlete. It's hard to keep up.
I am too, I think. I was running camera on my shoulder, phone in the other hand, recording on both. I mean, it's just top-notch talent. Speaking of talent, let's talk women's basketball. KU women's basketball specifically. Not the best week for them, a couple losses, but they played some tough opponents. The Jayhawks fall at West Virginia by just a basket. And earlier today, they lose to number 15 Oklahoma at home, a high-scoring duel. The trio of Tiana Jackson, Holly Kerskeeter, and Zakiya Franklin combined for 73 just between those three players. In fact, 30 of that came from Franklin, but 7 points from the rest of the team, not enough. Kansas now 16-9 overall. They're 6-8 in the Big 12.
And they call Zakiya Franklin Kaya Buckets for a reason.
I love it. That's good.
K-State falls at TCU yesterday, but earlier in the week got about as big of a win as you can come by in the Big 12. A 19-point home win over Baylor. The Wildcats put up 87 points in that game. Gabby Gregory went off for 26 points and 10 rebounds. Serena Sundell had 20 points and 6 assists. The team shot nearly 50% from three. K-State's now 15-12, 4-10 in the conference. We've got a big Sunflower Showdown between these two squads in Manhattan on Wednesday. The Jayhawks took that first meeting in January.
Yeah, and we're actually going to talk with Brian Smoller in studio here in just a few minutes about K-State women's basketball and that big win they had earlier in the week. So don't go anywhere.
Yeah. And guess what, Glenn? Get the sunflower seeds, not for the Sunflower Showdown. But it is officially baseball season. Too bad both KU and K-State started it on the road, but here's how it went this weekend. Kansas opens with Valpo, which is no easy task. The Jayhawks start Dan Fitzgerald's tenure with a 5-1 win.
That'll work.
Yeah, then yesterday the game gets out of hand and it's a 3-11 loss, but they close the opening series with a 6-4 win and a series dub.
You love to see it.
Baseball is
back. Jinx. Kansas softball slowly getting into the thick of things as well. The Jayhawks at Puerto Vallarta. I practiced that one a lot, Lainey. I said it right. And the college challenge this week, it was in Puerto Vallarta. 5 games over 4 days. That's a lot of softball, and we'll fly through them. I don't think. Oh, here we go. We got them on the screen now. Started with a 2-5 loss to Southern Illinois, 5-0 win over Cal State Fullerton, 1-5 loss to Sacramento State, 4-3 win over Liberty, and a 2-1 win against Ole Miss yesterday to finish the tournament with the winning record, 3-2. They might have wanted to finish even better than that, but they got a free trip to Mexico out of the deal. So,
and that's a lot of games to play. I'm exhausted.
Maybe not free. Somebody had to pay for it, but not the players.
Not the players. K-State baseball starts the year against Stephen F. Austin. They're at a neutral site in Texas. The Cats sneak by in the opener with a 7-6 victory, follow that with an 8-4 win, and then cap it off with a 14-8 win earlier today to take the series and start the season 3-0. But this is a 4-game series, so the Cats actually have a chance to finish the sweep tomorrow.
Okay, we'll hope that they pull that off. But series or winning record / series wins for both KU baseball, K-State baseball, and KU softball.
All baseball
Off
runs
to
through
a great
Kansas now,
start.
too.
Yeah, it's a baseball / softball state.
Yeah.
All right, speaking of K-State baseball, the skipper, Pete Hughes, K-State's head coach, well, he picked up his 100th win during his time at K-State on Saturday. So his 100th Wildcat win, make it 101 actually after today's win. And Hughes has been the leader in Manhattan since 2019. It took him just 2 games into this new season to pass the century mark. He's also at over 750 wins in his whole career and only 250 more, Lainey. That's quick math. To possibly get to that 1,000 win mark. Wouldn't that be big time?
Ooh, that'd be a good one.
We're rooting for him. Team Hughes.
I'm excited to do the story for that one.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get there soon.
Yeah.
All right, we're not done yet. K-Nation comes your way. More of it, that is, after the break. Mr. K-State Sports, Brian Smoller, joins us in studio to break down multiple teams that he knows a lot about.
But first, there's less than a handful of reasons why college students would wake up before 7 a.m. But college game day is one of them, and we're taking you there, so stick around.
Car wrecks don't just happen from 9 to 5. If you're in a wreck, we're available 24/7.
Don't wait until tomorrow to get the help you need now. In a wreck, need a check?
Patterson Legal is the way to go. Call 431-0000.
Save with Vanderbilt's and Ariat. Choose from a wide selection of clothing and footwear. Save $10 on the Ariat Edge Composite Toe Boot, $124.99. Check out the Ariat Treadfast Boot. Our price, $104.99. Durable Ariat Rebar Work Jeans. Our price, $52.99. Our best-selling Ariat Work Hog Boots, starting at $189.99.
Work boots and a Vanderbilt.
There's so many ways to turn your house into your dream home. From creating your new favorite room in the house to screening in your back porch to covering your patio. And so much more. Save 30% today. Visit ChampionSunrooms.com to schedule your free in-home estimate.
Fidelity Bank is celebrating 100 years, empowering customers since 1922.
Our size is a real benefit to us. We're a big enough bank to take care of large customers, but we're still a small local bank, and that makes us flexible to be able to put loans together for folks quickly and be responsive to their needs.
Fidelity Bank, we do business right here at home.
Welcome to Jungle House, a shop for plant people. The Jungle House offers a range of in-store and at-home services to help your plants thrive. Not a green thumb? Don't sweat it. We're here to help. Jungle House, 924 Delaware Street, Lawrence.
Car wrecks don't just happen from 9 to 5. If you're in a wreck, we're available 24/7.
Don't wait until tomorrow to get the help you need now. In a wreck, need a check?
Patterson Legal is the way to go. Call 431-0000.
Welcome back to K-Nation. Now, it was a huge deal in the fall when College Game Day came to Lawrence for Jayhawk football for the first time ever.
Yeah, now it definitely wasn't the first time that Game Day has set up in Lawrence, though.
Yeah.
They've been there a lot for Allen Fieldhouse and Jayhawk basketball. Now, the crew was back in Lawrence just yesterday for a top 10 matchup between Baylor and KU, and K-Nation reporter Caroline Sora was there. She tells us why Game Day, getting inside the fog, is a big deal for all parties involved.
ESPN's College Game Day crew made a pit stop right here in Lawrence, Kansas this weekend for KU's matchup against Baylor. Now, all the festivities and stuff didn't go on out here by the bus, though. Everything happened inside on the court in Allen Fieldhouse. So what are we waiting for? Let's go in and take a look.
There's nothing like Allen Fieldhouse. It's a building that has a soul. I mean, and it's the best feel of any arena in the country.
College Game Day airs a live pregame show from one big game every Saturday, and the crew couldn't pass up a top 10 matchup in the Fieldhouse.
It's almost like a pure environment, a pure passion and love, and where everyone is so much on the same page.
Students filled the stands bright and early for the morning show because they also know how special the fog can be.
How packed it gets, the people in it, the games played here, everything.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience and we're super excited.
We're just huge KU basketball fans. We're ready for a big game this week and just something to support our team.
We love College Game Day!
Let's go Jayhawks, rock chalk!
The show was full of game breakdowns, Bill Self, and plenty of chances for the students to cheer. But even before game time, the crew seemed to be having just as much fun as the students.
It's a bucket list experience to be in Allen Fieldhouse for a big game, for any game, but for a big game. But with the Hall of Fame and Naismith's rules up there, and you walk through the hallways and see 21 Hall of Famers, and it's absurd.
Caroline Soro, K-Nation.
All right, great work from Caroline there. We've got more from Lawrence now because it's time for our top plays of the week. For KU, a fun one. We know how much fun the Jayhawks had in that second half. Look at the celebration from Kevin after the big-time three, tongue out like he's MJ, the GOAT. Easy to see there that team is enjoying a big win with Game Day there.
Absolutely.
I got to work on my celebration.
Yeah, for K-State, it's a defensive play. Marquise Noel, guarding a Cyclone, gets the call, and he is fired up. And that got Bramlage fired up, too. Yeah. That strong defense in the second half propelled the Cats to a victory. Good enough for a top play of the week there.
If you could tell, I think he thought maybe they called him for a foul at first. And he was a little upset, but it wasn't a foul. He stepped out of bounds.
Definitely. We're going to take a quick break. KU basketball doesn't have time for that, though. Center Ernest Uday explains how these last 4 games will impact their production in March and some advice the team is getting from national champions. Don't go anywhere.
Come out to the biggest party in the heartland, the Country Stampede. Headliners include Hardy, Lee Rice, and Cody Johnson. July 13th through 15th. Tickets and camping on sale now at countrystampede.com.
Sports! We have everything
that you're looking for
at Play It Again Sports.
New and used sports and fitness equipment with used up to 50% off retail.
You can create your own discount by trading in and trading up. Sell us your gear and get cash on the spot, or even get store credit.
Play It Again Sports has something for every athlete. All seasons, all sports, on any budget. We're open every day in the Fairlawn Plaza Mall.
Game on!
At the Mattress Hub, we believe that healthy sleep has the power to change the way you live. During our tax time savings event, find up to 50% off on the best brands in sleep, including Sealy mattresses starting at $299. Sleep well and save big. Only at the Mattress Hub.
Doughboys Pizzeria, now with 2 locations in Topeka. Serving fresh pizza with our signature sauce, award-winning wings, awesome appetizers and desserts. With outdoor dining and entertainment. Call or order online at doughboys.pizza.
Tuesday on Today, we're seeing Pink all morning long. The Grammy-winning superstar takes over today, singing her hit songs and more, live.
This is awesome.
Tuesday only on Today.
Knitting with Kelly.
There it is.
Let's Vibe, Benjamin Bratt. And coming March 13th, Live returns to the Oscar stage for Live's After Oscar show.
Monday morning at 11 on 27 KSNT. Come out to the biggest party in the heartland, the Country Stampede. Headliners include Hardy, Lee Brice, and Cody Johnson. July 13th through 15th. Tickets and camping on sale now at countrystampede.com.
Well, it was quite the turnaround for KU men's basketball yesterday. One for the books after trailing by quite a bit at halftime. You saw the comeback live. It was awesome.
Oh, it was awesome. And that will definitely help them in March. I sat down with Ernest Uday after the game to talk about that and so much more. You guys really turned it up in the second half. We have to know, what were you guys talking about in the locker room at halftime?
Back in the locker room, even though we were down, that's one of the things that we never really let it get to us. We understand that basketball is a game of 2 halves, in college basketball per se, and we just knew that we needed to tighten up the things that we weren't doing in the first half and make sure we come out the second half and being better, especially the first 4 minutes. Like we saw it set the tone right out the gate, and I feel like that's what really helped us, get that lead.
And what were some of those things that you said you wanted to tighten up that you guys didn't like how you were performing in the first half with?
Really, everything's mostly defensively. The guards, 3 of them were getting off shots. Keontae hit like 3 crazy shots, and just not letting them get easy baskets. 3 of them had 42 combined. We were just talking about that in the locker room. Like, we can't let 3 guys beat us. So we just had to lock in defensively. We changed our defensive approach. We were switching 5. And then we started, with a trap, a hedge. So, we're just looking at different looks. And like I said, that's what we got.
And as a big man, how was Baylor's defense just really affecting the game down low for you guys?
Because they go back and forth, often, really often, between their zone and the man and how they guard it. So, it's just always, as a basketball player, as a team, you always want to be ready to adjust, when a team throws a different look at you, just making sure you're always head on straight and making sure you're focused on what you got to do.
A lot of teams nowadays, it seems like, are switching between man and zone a lot. How much do you think it's going to prepare you guys for a March Madness run?
I feel like it's good preparation. At the end of the day, we're all basketball players, a team full of basketball players. We have I feel like a Hall of Fame coaching staff. Considering Bill Self is also on that staff, I just feel like we're really prepared for anything. We've seen a lot. We've seen losses, we've seen wins, and we've just seen a whole mixture of the 2. So yeah. And
you got to meet some of the guys from the national championship team last year. What did they say to you when they went to the locker room after the game?
Just good things. They weren't worried. Like I said, when I was recruited here, I got a chance to meet some of the few guys. I'm friends with CB, Och, Remy. They were just talking about, first half for sure. Like they saw issues with us or whatever, but they knew that we were going to come out second half and just tighten those things up.
4 games left before postseason play starts. Just how do you approach these final 4 games?
Honestly, just taking one game at a time. We can't really look ahead. Can't think about, all right, so when we get to the tournament, all right, winning the Big 12, we just got to, like this game, for example, just one game at a time, keep this game in front of you. Like I said, now we're just focusing on the Monday game, just keeping one game at a time. That's it.
And Jalen mentioned earlier this week that from his experience here, it seems like in February is when the team really finds its identity.
Yeah.
How have you guys just really been able to flip a switch this month and find your strong identity?
When we lost, I believe it was 3 in a row. That was really, I feel like, the turning point for our team, coming together and just realizing, like, first and foremost, we play at Kansas. We play for you guys, we play for the fans. It's tradition and history here. And I'm just losing 3 in a row, just obviously not a good look for, Kansas, but for us individually, as a team. And we just came together and made a decision that we need to lock in, find our identity, making sure that we're standing on our culture, what we're supposed to do, whether it's offensively, defensively, and just make sure we become better as a team.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, and see you on Monday.
Yes,
All right, well, Ernest was our player guest, our very smart and knowledgeable player
He
guest.
knows a lot about basketball.
Yeah, well, we've got a media guest coming up next.
Yeah, he's a Wildcat, too. It's Brian Smoller. You may have seen him on ESPN Plus for baseball or women's basketball, but he's here with us tonight talking K-State sports. Don't go anywhere.
Are you a super fan? K-State Superstore has the largest assortment of licensed K-State apparel and souvenirs waiting for you. And with our Superfan Rewards program, you'll enjoy even more. Fans can experience K-State Superstore at the stadium, online 24/7 at kstatesuperstore.com, and our new flagship location at 520 McCall Road. K-State Superstore, official retail partner of K-State Athletics.
Hear that? It's edge of your seat. He blows the body off the car. Entertainment at top speed. Camping World NHRA races where top drivers compete to be the best. But don't blink. And who's got the horsepower? It is going to be Justin Ashley. A dazzling top fuel final. You could miss it. It's the Menards NHRA Nationals presented by Pet Armor. August 11th through 13th at Heartland Motorsports Park in Topeka. Every ticket's a pit pass and kids 12 and under are free. Get tickets early and save at NHRA.com.
Meaningful relationships built upon trust is a founding principle of the Trust Company. We help individuals and businesses create tailored financial plans and diversified investment strategies that adapt over time to your unique needs. Because we are independent, we can offer flexibility and creativity that many advisors and trust departments can't. If you aren't sure where to start or you're looking to make a fresh start, contact us today for a free consultation.
Golden Corral on Southwest Wanamaker Road has been locally owned since 1999. Come join us in our newly remodeled dining room with updated decor, a stone fireplace, and an enhanced buffet area. Breakfast served Saturdays and Sundays. Pickup orders and catering available. Golden Corral in Topeka is looking for great service-minded people to fill positions with advancement opportunities. Serious applicants can walk in to complete an application.
Come on in and join us
at Golden Corral.
Welcome back to K-Nation. Lainey and I are actually in the presence of a magician today. This guy's a jack of all trades. He truly does it all. You go ahead and introduce.
Oh, thank you. I have the honor. This is Brian Smoller with K-State Athletics, and he is the director of broadcasting, video services. You call a lot of games. You control a lot of stuff. And we're just honored that now K-Nation is a part of your resume.
That's right.
I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me. Magician's a very strong word. I don't know if I'll take all that. We have a tremendous staff at K-State that makes it all look good for us.
Yeah, and you're a big part of that for sure. We're glad to have you here. And you're also on ESPN Plus. Maybe some folks recognize you there from women's basketball and baseball. So that's what we'll talk about mostly. Let's start with that women's basketball squad. How impressed have you been with what they've done this season without All-American Aoka Lee? I mean, they've still had a lot of great success this year.
They really have. I mean, Gabby Gregory has been a tremendous addition to their team and really has filled that scoring void that they lost when Aoka went down with a knee injury. It's been a big loss for them this year. But they've been impressive. K-State really has, at home especially, and they've got 3 of the best wins in the Big 12. They've knocked off 3 top 25 net ranking teams at home, Iowa State, and now Baylor. On the road's been a different story, a little Jekyll and Hyde, but it's a young team, a young core, and so just trying to find their footing after that. So far, it's been pretty cool to watch.
And I was going to ask about them trying to find their footing. It's been obvious through the past few games of the season that it's been very roller coaster for them. What do you think it's going to take for them to get that footing right before the Big 12 tournament starts in just 4 games?
Well, if I knew, Jeff Mittie would pin me down and drag the answer out of me. That's what he loves to say. But I would say that really for them, they got to harken back to some of the – remember that you're a good team. Even when you're on the road, things are not going to go well. The adversity, somehow power through that. Shooting seems to be the biggest obstacle. Shots fall at home. They don't seem to fall at home. How can you find a way to get scoring beyond that? And sometimes they do it really well and sometimes not so well. A couple of games left to prove it. Hopefully more that they can do it and find their way into postseason play. One more win secures a winning season and thus the WNIT.
Yes.
Yeah, and I would say, too, Gabby Gregory's told she'll be back next year. We know Aoka Lee will be back next year. And then they've got the 3 sophomores that are kind of their big 3 there. And they're going to be really good next year, for sure.
A beast, for sure.
Yeah.
Probably top 3, I would think. At least that's the thinking going into next season. As you mentioned, almost everyone's back. Really only 2 players are going to depart at the end of this year, Sarah Samatsi and Emily Ebert from Frankfurt. So that's about it.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk baseball now. You're the baseball guy, women's basketball. We could probably ask about any K-State sport, but we'll talk baseball. The Wildcats had 3 players, I believe it was, drafted in the MLB draft. including the home run king, Dylan Phillips. What are they going to have to do to kind of fill those holes and have success this spring?
Well, so far they've really got off to a pretty good start, I think, at the plate, and they've already shown a little bit of the pop that they had last season. They've had some guys take some step forward. I think Nick Goodwin and Kalen Culpepper, the left side of the infield, will really anchor this team and be the guys that will vie for all conference honors by the end of the season. Culpepper at third base and Goodwin, a preseason all-conference pick at shortstop. The mound will be the question mark to see how will they develop in pitching. New pitching coach this year for K-State. Some really good talented arms, but unproven. We'll see how they fare once they get into conference play. The Big 12 pretty loaded at the top, but the middle is certainly reachable.
It feels like every Big 12 sport is kind of loaded right now. The conference is good.
Definitely. And really quick, you are the man behind K-State baseball's broadcasts. And they have a really good broadcast. It definitely outdoes a lot of teams in the conference. How do you put it all together?
Well, we have really good people, and you find those people, you hire them, and then you let them and get out of the way. That's really how we do it. Andy Leach is our director and does a fantastic job with students, and we have a great crew. And everybody, listen, not everybody knows baseball, so sometimes you got to kind of work with them, but it's fun.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining us again. We really appreciate it. That was
Absolutely.
a lot.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and you guys don't go anywhere. There's more K-Nation coming up.
Jefferson's is the perfect spot to watch the game. Come try our new Loaded Macs, or pull up a seat at the bar and match our cold draft beer with our new Mac Burger. Find us at 29th and Wanamaker in Topeka or online at jeffersons.com.
Welcome to Jungle House, a shop for plant people. The Jungle House offers a range of in-store and at-home services to help your plants thrive. Not a green thumb? Don't sweat it. We're here to help. Jungle House, 924 Delaware Street, Lawrence.
We all learned something very important during the pandemic. We learned just how connected we are, that we need each other, that we are strongest when we work together, live together, hope together. And we learned that we need each other to be healthy. Vaccines, including the COVID vaccine, are an essential way to ensure that we all stay healthy for our own good and for the good of our families and communities. Call 785-861-8800 today for your vaccination appointment with Grace Med, the home of hope care for everyone.
Hi, this is Voice of the Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson. If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides direct connection to free, confidential, and compassionate support. When you call, text, or chat 988, you will be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. For 24/7 non-judgmental support, just call, text, or chat 988.
Hearing loss can be related to many aspects of health: heart, dementia, diabetes. New Sound shares all test results with your doctor and our audiologist. Your health matters. Call family-owned New Sound.
Jefferson's is the perfect spot to watch the game. Come try our new Loaded Macs, or pull up a seat at the bar and match our cold draft beer with our new Mac Burger. Find us at 29th and Wanamaker in Topeka or online at jeffersons.com.
Welcome back to K-Nation. Lee and I were taking a little commercial break, snack time. So.
Yeah, it's a tradition. If I don't have the snack during that block, I get a little sad.
We need something to get us through. But the wins help a lot, but the snacks and the caffeine also help.
Yeah.
But we always like to end the show with the most important info, Lainey, the betting lines.
And
so great news.
You really need this.
K-State and KU didn't just win yesterday. They both covered. If you're not a big bettor, that means that they won by more than the spread, more than Vegas predicted them to win by. K-State was a 4.5-point favorite. They win by 6. KU was favored by 5. I imagine was an underdog if you're a live bettor, and you may have made some cash there. They won by 16.
Now, K-State's line is not out for Tuesday yet, but the KU-TCU line for tomorrow night is out, and the Jayhawks are underdogs. TCU is a 2-point favorite in that matchup.
Wow.
A road game on the Big 12 is tough.
Yeah, it's really hard to win in the Big 12.
That's really what it is.
And TCU just got Mike Miles back, so that's obviously a big piece of that. But we'll see. Big Monday, the Jayhawks tend to be pretty good.
Ooh, it's gonna be a good one.
All right,
Put your
thanks for
money
watching
in.
K-Nation. Make plans to join us next Sunday and every Sunday.
All right, and have a great night. We'll see you next week.
His will is as good as anybody that we've had play here in a long time.
We just have to keep grinding, and so we're very proud of the guys.
Big 12 is a monster, so you got to be able to take your beatings and come back and play better.